If you want to grow your business, then you have to level up your content marketing game. This content marketing guide will show you exactly how to plan your content ideas effectively so you can attract more leads and bring in more sales without the anxiety of what on earth to post next. Now, developing a content plan is not just about planning what your next post is going to be for the day, week, or even month. So before diving into the 6 steps of building a powerful content marketing plan, here are 3 keys to keep in mind for your strategy. First, of course, we have to know who your customer is. You don't want to produce just random posts, but well thought out content that is guaranteed to help your audience and, of course, content that's relevant to your business offerings. And in order to do that, you need to know who your ideal customers are. So link in the cards in the description to a full-blown customer avatar guide. The second key to success is, of course, choosing one platform. This is counterintuitive, but bear with me here. You have 3 choices: video, audio, and text. All of these mediums have a learning curve, and almost no one starts off good at any of them. So pick what you're most comfortable with or the one you want to become good at. More on how to syndicate your content to other platforms in a bit, but for now, just choose one. Finally, what is the goal of your content? Awareness, email signups, contact information, discovery call, or going straight for a sale? Set your content goals now before you start your planning, and it will save you a lot of headaches down the road and help ensure you only make content that is actually going to drive your bottom line. So now that we've got our customer profile, core platform, and goals, or at least have started to think about what they could be, it's time to jump into the 6 steps of creating your content marketing plan. And first up, we have the content audit. You can't know where you're going if you don't know where you are. And that's why the first step of our content marketing plan is to conduct a content audit. Gather all of the information on the current content you have, taking notes on the topics you've talked about, the keywords you've targeted, the descriptions and post details to see which ones have been successful, and try to start to figure out the elements of what has made your past content successful. A content audit will take some time and effort, but you will thank yourself afterwards because this will give you details on what's needed to create a well-crafted content marketing plan moving forward. Now, if you're just getting started with content marketing and you don't already have content to analyze, that's totally okay. Once you collect the data, you will then analyze what content was most successful and what didn't meet your expectations. You may also want to consider looking at content that's not bringing in the audience's engagement or is currently underperforming. If you don't already have your own content, then go through this process on a competitor's channel or blog. Content auditing will help you avoid obsolete content, so when you plan your content marketing this time around, you can make sure that the content you are going to produce is relevant to your ideal customer and, of course, goals. From there, you can decide what posts you might want to recreate, restructure, update, or really just create a new topic altogether. Bottom line is, the content audit will give you a chance to analyze what has worked for you in the past or what is working for your competitors so that you're making relevant content moving forward. Now, when it comes to step number 2, you're going to make your content pillars. All you're doing here is choosing 3 to 5 big topics that you want to talk about. What this does is it makes sure that you don't bore your audience with the same type of content over and over again. You want to keep your content fresh, and having 3 to 5 pillars ensures that you're staying focused on what your audience cares about without getting too far off topic. For example, over on my personal YouTube channel, Jason Whaling, since I already know my target audience are mostly entrepreneurs, I like to talk about YouTube growth hacks, best online course software reviews, Google Ads tutorials, digital course ideas, and Canva for Instagram quotes. Now, let's say we needed 3 or 5 categories to put all those different topics into. So we'd have something like the following: social media marketing, digital advertising, membership sites. This way, if I was posting 3 or 4 times per week, I would make sure that I'd rotate through those different topics so I don't have a week where all I do is talk about digital advertising or membership sites. Remember, whatever platform you are on, people will eventually drop off if they see your content becomes uninteresting because you're just talking about the same content all the time. Keeping your content interesting will give your audience a sense of something to look forward to, which leads to more engagement and more opportunities for calls to action to learn more about your paid offers. And once you have your content pillars, the next thing you need to do is determine what type of content you're going to be creating. And there's 3 specific types, whether you're doing videos, blogs, or podcasts. We have how-to, review, and decision guide. The how-to type of content is a classical educational tactic wherein you literally just teach your audience how to solve a problem. It involves giving them a step-by-step process or actionable advice they can follow. What's key here is that they are actually able to achieve a specific result and nothing is held back. You can also do a review of a product that's related to your topic. This type of content is helpful for your audience who wants to have an overview of a product that they're considering purchasing and have someone share their real-world experience with it before they pull the trigger on buying. However, doing a product review of a direct competitor won't work as well because it'll just come across as a biased opinion. So make sure that when you're doing product reviews, you're reviewing things that your ideal customer cares about, but things that are not a direct competitor to your specific product or service. Finally, we have decision guides, and these are best for prospects who are in the phase of decision making. This type of content will provide resources and support in finding a clear path to choosing between 2 different options. There are lots of different types of content topics out there, but these 3 are my top choices, and it has proven to work really well for ourselves and clients. Whatever type of content topic you decide to use, just make sure it stays relevant to your business goals. Next, we have posting. So now that you have your content pillars and the type of content you want to create, it's time to talk about when you're actually going to post. A content calendar is a very useful tool that you can use for your content planning. Like, who doesn't use a calendar for planning, right? So the content calendar is where you schedule all of your content on a per quarter, weekly, or monthly basis. I recommend monthly or quarterly at least. Here, we use a Google Sheet. Link in the description if you want to grab a copy of the one we use. Now, just to get this out of the way, I recommend no matter what you're doing, video, blog, YouTube, podcasting, you need to be posting at least 3 core pieces of content per week. However, if that seems too much and all you can do is 1 post, well, 1 is better than none per week, right? But 3 is the ideal. You have to recognize, though, that it will take a tremendous amount of time to get the results that you're looking for if you're only posting once per week. Another advantage of the content calendar is if you already have a team, everyone can easily be on the same page. It's a very visual and transparent way to schedule out your content, and that way everyone knows when a content post is supposed to be live, and that helps them understand when they're supposed to be done with their specific task. Even if you're just doing it yourself, I highly recommend working off a content calendar. So again, link in the description to grab a copy of our content calendar we use across all of our channels to stay posting on time. Well, as much as we can, right? Life does happen. So once you've decided how many times per week you're posting, it's time to plan out the content itself. And this is where keywords and titles come in. Keywords really do make the internet go round. They are the battleground of content marketing. The goal here is to rank your content so that people can easily find your posts because they're ranking well on search engines like Google and YouTube. Since you already know what your topics will be, or you have a general idea because of your content pillars, now it's time to start coming up with the specific keywords you'll target. I recommend you plan out at least a month in advance using your content calendar. You can do all of your keyword research and title writing in one sitting before you go ahead and write the individual posts. I highly recommend batching this because it will be so much easier to sit down and write when you already know what the keyword and title are going to be. So let's go ahead and go through a quick rundown of how you could do this if you were doing, let's say, YouTube, and then we'll go through blogging. Here, you can use something like Firefox Incognito mode and use a VPN to search for possible keywords for your topic. The reason you need to do this is you want a complete blank slate of results. Remember that Google, Facebook, and everything else is tracking what we do online. So you want to take these extra steps to ensure that you have a blank slate when you're looking at suggestions. You don't want your search history to be skewing the suggestions you're seeing. And as crazy as it sounds, the YouTube suggestion search box is the best place to find keyword and video ideas because this is YouTube telling you this is what people are searching and this is what we want to have content created for. Also, using a VPN allows you to change locations so you can see results in the places you're actually trying to rank. As someone who travels around a lot, this has been incredibly valuable in making sure I'm always ranking for the proper countries. Now, when it comes to blogging and podcasting, you can use a free tool like Ubersuggest to find keywords ideas, see what competitor sites are doing, and even more ideas based upon top socially shared posts in your niche, and it's free to use with their limited plan. Of course, you can always upgrade to get more information, but the free plan is plenty to get you started on your first couple of months. Finally, we are down to the last step of creating a powerful content marketing plan. And this last step is your syndication plan. At this point, hopefully you know what platform you're going to be posting to, what type of content you're going to be posting thanks to your content pillars, and thanks to the content calendar link in the description, you now have a clear plan on when you're going to post. However, we've only been talking about one platform. You're either doing a podcast, a video on YouTube, or blogging on your own blog. Well, what about everything else? Great question, even if you weren't asking it. When it comes to your core medium, the reason why I recommend using one of these three is they can easily be syndicated to other platforms. Any type of digital content can be syndicated. Think of it as recycling your content by publishing it to other platforms. I'm going to use my YouTube channel again as an example because that's what I do. Whenever we post a YouTube video, our video editor will go through and cut out little pieces of what's going to be another video. Those will be about 60 seconds long, and we can post them on places like Instagram. Then someone else on our team puts together Pinterest pins. We pin those over on Pinterest and we get some Pinterest traffic. It's a tiny trickle, but hey, it's not that much more work. Next, on LinkedIn, we create a pulse post. Then on Facebook, we do a post with the thumbnail linking back to YouTube. Of course, I have the tiniest Facebook page in the world since I refuse to run ads, so the reach is pretty much zero. But you can have more success if you have more of an engagement strategy over on Facebook. But this is just an example of how you can take one piece of content and chop it up into little pieces and spread it out to other platforms. Of course, you need to make sure that what you're creating for those other platforms makes sense in the context of those other platforms. When syndication is done well across different platforms, it will lead to a better online content promotion, driving more traffic and reaching a wider audience with less effort on your part compared to trying to post content for every single platform out there. Now, one last pro tip, and this is when you're just starting out. Delay the start date of your content calendar for at least a week. What this means is you're putting your content calendar together this week. Don't have the content start next week. Have it start the week after. The reason behind this is you want to have a 1 week buffer when you're starting out with your content marketing. Because again, life happens, right? And one more thing, you need to monitor your content. Analytics provides us with what's actually working and can help us understand how to actually improve our different content posts. So I'll link up in the cards and the description to a deep dive analytics UTM tracking tutorial so you can understand where your traffic is coming from, what they're doing on your site, and who they are demographically so you can go find more. This will help you plan out your customer profile and will help with your content marketing strategy in seeing which content posts are actually driving more leads and sales. And now that you have your content marketing strategy lined up, make sure you click that link in the description to grab a copy of our content calendar template. Thank you for watching, and if you got some value out of this video, go and hit that like button and subscribe for more marketing guides just like this one. And until the next, keep building the business you love.